Welcome to another update from Elixir's journey around the world. You've joined us at a very exciting time as we're currently sailing across the Pacific Ocean. After spending a little over a month exploring the dramatic volcanic landscapes of the Marquesas, we continued with the circumnavigation and set sail for the next island group of the Tuamotus. The 450-mile sail started off calm. We caught a fish and enjoyed some smooth days of sailing. As we passed the halfway point, the wind quickly picked up and we had some rough weather and big seas, and we spent a few days bouncing around with the swell hitting us right on the beam. But we made it to the Tuamotus, the largest chain of atolls in the world and completely different to the jagged peaks of the Marquesas. Again, it felt like we were in paradise. I couldn't believe our surroundings, it was all so beautiful, and sharing the experience with some of our close sailing mates made it even more special. One of the problems with these islands, these atolls, the Tuamotus where we are anchored at the moment, is inside the atoll there's a lot of big coral lumps at boat sinking depth just all over the place, and they're not marked on the charts, and the only real way to avoid them is to have someone as high up as possible guiding the boat through the areas of deep water. So that's why we've sent Nick up to the first spreaders, and his job is going to be to just look out for these bommies, they're called, these big lumps of coral, make sure we don't hit any, because we're about to move from one anchorage to the next.
I'm up here on the mast on boomy lookout duty. It's pretty windy out here. There's one over there. But I don't have to tell Max because he's way down there.
The Tuamotus are atolls, which means they are islands shaped like a ring with a sheltered lagoon on the inside. The lagoon is mostly uncharted and filled with hundreds of coral bommies, which become a bit of a problem when you're trying to move around inside the atoll. They sit just below the surface at a perfect boat sinking height, and you really have to be careful. We found that sending someone up to the first set of spreaders was the best way to spot them.
I am fixing the control lines for the wind vane. They chafed through after nearly 10,000 miles, I guess, of sailing with Max. So I've chased through one line, so a bit of problem solving, but that's all right. It's not a bad setting for it.
We had the whole anchorage to share with our mates. Brookie baby, the solo Canadian sailor on her boat Briso on one side, and on the other we had Brian, Kaza and Sierra on board Delos. I can't get enough of the water clarity inside the atoll. Each day we spent a few hours in the water. It was like swimming around in a warm, salty swimming pool full of sharks. I'm from the UK, so this level of tropical underwater beauty was completely novel, and however long we spent in there, it didn't get old. This was just one of hundreds of potential anchorages in the Tuamotus, and it made me realise that you could really spend a lot of time out here exploring these remote islands, which are only really accessible with a sailing boat. I was so proud of Elixir for bringing us out here, and she looked so good surrounded by all the tropical blues. We kept up our routine of heading to the nearest island and watching the sunset with everyone in the anchorage. All of the nearby motus were uninhabited, and the nearest small town was 10 miles away on the other side of the lagoon. We really were living an off-grid lifestyle out here in the middle of the Pacific. It was a surreal, dreamlike period of time, and it felt amazing to share it with Chloe, Nick, and all of our other friends in the anchorage.
Just swing out. Geronimo! Flat.
A bit of a backslapper, but it's quite fun.
That was a good catch that time.
Well done. You're getting better at, like, that's becoming your thing.
So I was flying the FPV drone and I had this idea to fly it through the trees near the rope swing. I was gonna have Max swing out, have the drone come in underneath Max and get a really cool shot. Okay. In reality, the drone went off and I did a countdown for Max, and then his body smacked the drone into the water and it burst into flames, and Max has a pretty gnarly cut on his back. I feel really bad that I hurt Max. I can care less about the drone. I can replace that, but yeah, pretty tragic. I don't know if you can see, but the flight controller caught on fire and it was burning underwater and there was smoke going everywhere.
We had a pretty ambitious shot lined up just then. Didn't go exactly to plan, as you can see. So that's not the first time we've lost the drone on this trip, but it definitely is the most spectacular drone crash I've ever witnessed or been a part of. Still got some good shots though. Yeah, no more FPV drone for the next bit, but we had some fun with it.
We're catching land crabs.
So I just like...
Yeah, you'll just go and scoop them in.
Okay, do they run for the water or for the land?
They'll run into a little burrow.
All of them at the same time?
Just give it a go. You'll get it.
Chase and scoop.
Yeah. Yeah, like that one. Yeah. Yeah.
Look at them all, Nick. There's so many.
They're kind of creepy. Look at them all.
There's a few good ones there, look.
Good God.
Nice.
Max, you gotta try this. It's fun. Give him a push.
I'll push them your way. There's these ones. See if they're big.
No, they're tiny.
Yeah.
They're not worth it. The dog is fighting one. Yoda, stop it. You're gonna get hurt. That dog's gonna get bit by a crab. Look at it.
Look at this one on the tree. What about this one?
Oh, he's squirting at me.
The dog's got a big one.
Get him, Yoda, get him.
It's so chaotic. Oh.
Captain's bucket.
Oh yeah.
In a bucket.
That's a black eyed pea song.
So you can kind of break their back apart, and this is just all like the guts. And then these are the lungs. So you rip those off and then get rid of all the guck. And then like this is all the meat. And then that'll be a lot of meat in the big claws.
Nice.
Getting mansplained how to open a crab. I used to live a bougie life, Nick.
Not mansplaining. I was just showing you my technique.
Nick, you mansplaining.
Apparently.
He said, "Have you cracked a lot of crabs in your life?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Let me tell you how to do it."
No, I just said there's a good technique. Are you a baby?
My
Hey
first
Brian,
time.
what are we having for dinner tonight?
We're doing a little bit of island crab with butter, garlic, wine, lime sauce because we have no lemon, and a pasta. Should be pretty good.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
It's gonna be my first time eating animal in a while, but it seems fairly ethically done. I saw Brooke putting a crab out of its misery in about 0.5 seconds, so.
It's very low carbon footprint on this meal.
Yeah, as well, yeah.
Yeah, we chopped them all in halves ourselves.
I didn't chop any, but I'm helping now. And thank you to Brian and Kaza for hosting. We definitely couldn't do this in the Elixir kitchen.
We've been working hard for this meal.
Crab pile.
There's so much
How are you
crab
guys
cracking over here.
Oh, you've got a pretty good bowl.
Mm-hmm. We got plenty of crab.
Delicious.
One for me.
One for me, one for the bowl.
There's no
Look
space.
at all that crab. How much crab do you think that is?
Half a kilo, is it?
Which way more than that.
Is it?
It's got to be at least.
Oh, yeah, actually, that is. It's quite densely
Significant.
packed in there, yeah.
Yeah.
It was quite a mission. It's like, how many hours later?
It's like 10:30. We started 6 hours ago.
No, but almost. No, but yes.
You get one amount and it's a lot.
Did you cook the whole bag?
No.
That just looks so nice and buttery.
Whoa, look at that crab.
It's dense.
It's a lot of crab.
It smells amazing.
I know. It's butter.
It's butter and
I guess
wine.
This is the potential to like f you up a little bit on the inside, I feel.
Yeah.
Because I don't eat much cheese and I definitely don't eat crab. We'll see.
It'll be alright.
Yeah, should be fine.
There's a lot of everything.
That as well.
Goodbye, Roroya. We never even learned how to say your name.
As these atolls are massive rings of coral with usually only one or two entrants, some of them don't have any entrances at all, the tide just completely tears out through the reef pass and you get a lot of water moving. Like we just came out with probably 4 knots of current behind us and now you can see the surface of the water. It's really chaotic as like huge volumes of water from inside the atoll are just like spilling out into the ocean. It's pretty crazy. It's cool. We're moving on to our second atoll in the Tuamotus. The wind's dropped off a bit, so we're making the most of the opportunity to hop from one atoll to the next. It's an overnight sail, it's about 150 miles, and we're convoying with our friend Brooke, the solo sailor who's just over there in the sunset. And yeah, we've heard good things about this atoll that we're sailing to. A lot of people have said it's very beautiful, a lot of marine life. There's a lot living in the water, super scenic, and it's uninhabited. So yeah, we're super excited to see what comes next in the Tuamotus. It's also a little bit nerve-wracking navigating through these groups of islands because they're all very low. Like the islands themselves are only a few meters, if that, above sea level, and all you can really see is the palm trees. And there's a lot of reefs that aren't lit or marked. You kind of have to pay a lot of attention to the charts and also to what's going on around you. So we're sailing through the night tonight and we're going to be coming quite close to a few islands, so we're going to have to stay on a sharp watch. This overnight sail was about as cruisy as it gets. We had clear skies, a gentle, consistent breeze, and the surrounding atolls did a good job of breaking up most of the swell, so the sea was also very flat. We were sailing pretty much dead downwind and I couldn't resist flying Elixir's big symmetrical spinnaker. It looks really cool and it also makes a big difference during these days of light downwind sailing. These are the days of sailing that you dream about, and the recent rough, squally weather helped us appreciate it even more. I honestly think it doesn't get much better than this.
Alright. Pray we don't lose the second drone on this ship.
Please be safe. Right in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Looks like we're in the middle of nowhere, but it looks so good. Wow, that's crazy. I'm trying to see if I can see Brooke off in the distance.
I literally never get to see Elixir sailing, and the drone perspective looks so good. Elixir is a Swan 37, a racing yacht built in 1970 and designed by the prolific yacht designers Sparkman and Stevens. She has the typical bulging shape of that era. Definitely more of a classic than most cruising yachts that you see crossing oceans, and I can't get enough of the way that she moves through the water.
Well done. Yeah, good job, pilot. And co-pilot. Tea time. How would you rate these biscuits, Max?
They're alright.
3 out of 10.
Yeah, I would say a 3 out of 10 as well, honestly.
They're probably like a 1 out of 10, they just taste really good because you haven't had anything.
We're on desperate measures here. Also, these biscuits cost 420 francs.
420.
420. There's like 12 biscuits.
That's like
crazy.
That's like $4. We're just arriving in our second atoll in the Tuamotus. We're sailing in this time because it's slack water, so there's no tide moving in and out, and The wind's good, it's like blowing into the atoll, so we just thought we'd sail in. Brooks just arrived as well, and yeah, the anchorage is looking pretty nice already. We thought we might arrive at night time, which is always a problem here because there's so much uncharted rocks and coral, but thankfully we've still got plenty of daylight left. So yeah, looking forward to checking out this new spot in paradise.
What's it called?
I'm not going to say its name.
Tahina?
Maybe, something like that. For a few days, the wind died completely. This is rare in this part of the Pacific, as we're in the trade wind belt where the southeasterlies blow almost every day. It felt like we were floating over glass. You could just peer over the side of the boat and look at all of the reef fish going about their daily business. It was clearly a thriving ecosystem. I don't think I've ever seen so many different types of fish. We took the dinghies out to the reef pass and then went for a little free dive. It was unreal, by far the clearest water I've ever seen. It was obviously a thriving ecosystem. The reef was so alive with all sorts of different types of corals and probably the most variety of fish I've ever seen.
What if I die?
You'll be right. Well, you'll be dead, so you won't. Yeah.
You went out a legend.
Going out a legend. Woo! Woo!
This is why I'm addicted to the sailing lifestyle. It's an amazing feeling of freedom. There's no other way we'd be out here if it wasn't for Elixir. It's not easy, so many years of hard work had gone into getting here. So many obstacles along the way, so much to learn, and so many mistakes had been made. But this had been my dream for so long, to be out here in the South Pacific with Elixir. And now, all of a sudden, it was happening. I was there, and all of the hardships and struggles along the way became completely worthwhile. And this was only the beginning. Thanks again for watching another update from our voyage around the world. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. If you could just engage with this video, like, comment, share, send it to one of your mates, I'd be very grateful. If you're enjoying the Elixir content and want to see more, then sign up to the Patreon. That's also the first place where I'm going to post any crewing opportunities on board Elixir. We also have t-shirts and tote bags on our online store. And yeah, thanks again for watching another one of these videos. I will see you next time.